Hi there, Juleka here. Before we get started, I want to invite you, yes, you, to be a guest on the show. If you're an adult and a child of immigrants, and they could be from anywhere in the world, really, I'd love to talk to you about the conversations that are necessary but challenging, especially right about now. So whatever you're all getting into, I want to know about it. Politics, money, holidays, marriage, kids, everything. So send me an email directly at juleka@lantiguawilliams.com and we'll get you on the show. I can't wait to hear from you. Hi, everybody. This week, we're checking in with more OGs. Today, I'm talking to OG Louise. Her episode aired on July 6, 2020. Here's a clip.
I had originally called in because I was so frustrated at my mom because recently she got furloughed from her job because of the pandemic. And we needed to apply for unemployment insurance for her. So we did. And it was a whole frustrating process of, first of all, the unemployment office was not ready for the unprecedented amount of applications for unemployment. And, it leaves a lot of people in the dark, especially people like my mom who doesn't know how to use computers, doesn't know English. So they rely on other people to help them out with these situations. So basically, I kind of was attacking this unemployment portal as often as possible to try to get her application in, to get her payments.
What's up, everybody? I'm Steven Lewis, a licensed psychotherapist. In my private practice, I specialize in working with individuals who have reached levels of excellence that sometimes come with great personal and professional challenges. We talk through and strategize about the pressures of being entrepreneurs, the rigors of leading creative people, the struggle to stay motivated, the cost of fitting in, and so much more. I'm now preparing to host a new podcast from LWC Studios, where I'll offer feedback to listeners like you about professional and aspirational challenges from others and from within ourselves. Things like imposter syndrome, perfectionism, toxic positivity, the dark side of humility, and especially how we define success. I'd love to hear about your successes and challenges, your sacrifices, the ways you've celebrated, and what's ahead as you grow. Send our producer, Virginia, an email so she can get your story on the show. She's at virginia@lwcstudios.com. Talk to you soon.
When Louise came on the show last year, she shared her feelings about being the designated translator in her Chinese-Vietnamese family. And she said that she felt a little bit burdened by having to help her mom with a bunch of administrative tasks. So a year later, I wanted to see how things have been going. Let's get into it.
My name is Louise To. I'm from Honolulu, Hawaii. And the last time that we talked, we kind of went over how I was serving as my mom's translator and at the same time trying to manage my own feelings about being someone that she relies on to kind of manage her administrative and paperwork duties that she has.
So what struck you when you listened to your episode?
I heard my own frustration and my anxiety, and I don't know if I was sympathizing with myself. I was like, oh, poor me. But I just realized that, I'm still kind of working on that frustration, those feelings of like feeling anxious about helping my mom and things like that.
Did anyone else in your family listen to the episode? Your brother, your mom?
No, because I'm actually kind of scared to like tell them that I have been sharing our family stories. I feel like they are going to be like, you don't need to be telling the world about our problems.
Yeah.
And I did not share with them. And I don't plan to, just because sometimes I feel like I need to sort out my feelings about them separately, and sharing with them may not be the best route to solving my own problems.
Agreed. I totally agree. No, everybody does it differently. Some people do, some people don't. But of course, the big question for our combo today is, has anything changed? Have you made any changes since we talked?
I would say that the translation and administrative duties are more or less the same. But maybe what's changed is that I'm a little bit better at compartmentalizing my feelings about it. I think it's the feelings that make it even more challenging. It's like feeling like I need to resolve all of these things for my mom and feeling worried about it. I think nowadays I try to just see it as a task that doesn't need emotions attached to it, so that it doesn't distract me further, or it doesn't set me back. I think I kind of trying to isolate those feelings helps. So recently I went home. Because my grandpa passed away, unfortunately, from COVID. Yeah, it's okay. He lived a long life. He was 96. Anyway, so he passed away, and I went home, and I was also sorting out a bunch of things regarding my mom's unemployment. So her unemployment benefits ended. For my mom, she's 65. Her papers don't say she's 65, but I mean, what other countries keep papers as tight as the United States?
Right.
But so she's 65, and I felt like I would just rather her retire at that point, because finding a job for her, it's challenging. Like, the most that she can at this point in her life do is retail. And so, she really wanted to just be called back from being furloughed from her job. But the call hadn't come. And so we were trying to figure out what to do, because we also needed to make sure she had some form of health insurance, whether it's through Medicaid or Medicare. And so we were going towards retirement. But then her company did call her back to work, which is good. But also, I had kind of prepared myself to be excited for her to retire. And maybe I wanted to enroll her in English classes, and also computer literacy classes. So I was excited to help her kind of gain more skills and go back to school. But, if for her, I think she feels like she should work so she can produce money, so that she is less of a financial, for her, she feels like she would be less of a financial burden if she continued to work. So I don't blame her. And it does kind of solve health insurance worries. All in all, we're going to see how she manages as she's returned to her position at work.
So did this impact your role as someone who has been giving her translation and administrative support?
Well, so whenever my mom has problems at work, she usually pulls me into it, and I kind of have to write incident reports for her. Those are the moments where it's I feel like whenever my mom calls, I'm always worried that it's a fire that I need to put out for her. And that's what I'm saying when it's I'm trying to compartmentalize my feelings a little bit better, so that I don't let that affect my being able to help her when she needs me to. Yesterday, she called me, and there was some tech issues that she was not understanding with her phone. And I was not understanding her, but I think eventually we figured it out. It's just more of the navigating these moments of, okay, she needs help. Is it an emergency? Is it not? And how do I help her without me getting freaked out and her getting further freaked out?
So have you considered, or have you talked to your brother about him getting more involved?
he's like handling, we talked about it before, where like he handles like in-person things. Like he'll help her with like shopping and like other things, but and I help her with whatever can be helped from at a distance. We're tackling it, and I don't want to put more on him just because I try to be someone who carries my weight. And sometimes I feel like I can carry a lot, or I set the standard for myself to carry a lot for my family. So I don't feel like it's my place to ask him to do more.
That's really interesting. No, I'm just saying it out loud because I'm the oldest sibling. I'm the oldest child for my mom. And I deal with the exact same balance. It's like, how much can I take on? And at what point am I comfortable with delegating?
And, I do. You're right. Sometimes I know that I can't do something for her. I'll ask my brother. So I feel like we work together on this. It's nice that we have similar sentiments about how to support my mom, even though sometimes it's like my brother's like, oh, you're not here. And so he has to handle more immediate things for her than I can. But I'm lucky to have a brother who also holds it upon himself to carry as much burden as he can with me. Maybe I'll ask him to carry more emotional burden because I know he ain't doing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what about your mom? Is she doing anything to be more sort of like self-sufficient when it comes to these things?
Yeah. So I think she's aware that she will try to do as much as she can on her own. And if she can't, then she can pull in my brother and I to support her. So, but I think she's aware. She's aware that it can be tough for me and my brother when she needs so much support.
Parents, man, parents.
I know. I feel you. We had her fridge broke and she was like, no, I'll just deal with it. I'm like, no, your food is going to rot and you're going to eat something that's going to make you sick. And then it's going to be even more problems for me. So we're getting a new fridge. I don't know. Maybe they feel like it'll save money in the end, but I mean, I don't know.
I know. I mean, that's never going to change because they need you, but they don't want to inconvenience you. And you're just like, it's not possible to have both things, Mom.
Yeah,
it is an inconvenience. I'm happy to do it, but it is an inconvenience. So let's just be okay. And let's make the inconvenience
efficient.
Exactly.
Right? Like, come on, Mom. A fridge. It's a fridge. You need it.
Right. Yeah, I know. Anyways. Right. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you feel you want to share? Anything about how you've made progress with this issue? I mean, you definitely are not as peed off as you were last time. So I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, I guess maybe it's just the day. I don't know. You caught me on a calmer day. I don't know. But I maybe I'll just say that I'm trying, for the longest time, I've been trying to set better boundaries with my mom. And, I think maybe I've seen myself be a little bit more clear about saying no to her when I need to. Like when it's not super, my mom asks, like all our moms, ask us to do a lot of things. And some are necessary for survival and some are not. And so I feel like I'm better at, kind of analyzing the demands that my mom makes of me and deciding, okay, is this something that I can comfortably and feasibly be like, no, I'm not doing this, Mom. And I think I've gotten better at that. So I just hope I continue to improve.
Thank you so much for coming on. So good to catch up with you. Thank you for coming back on the show.
Thanks for having me, Julika.
Louise's original episode is called How to Get Help When You're the Designated Translator. You can find it in our feed and on our website, and we've linked to it in the episode notes. Thank you for listening and for sharing us. How to Talk to Mamí and Papí About Anything is an original production of LWC Studios. Virginia Lora is the show's producer. Kojin Tashiro is our mixer. Manuela Bedoya is our social media editor. I'm the creator, Juleika Lantigua. On Twitter and Instagram, we're at Talk to Mamí Papí. Please follow us and rate us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Pandora, Spotify, anywhere you listen to your favorite podcasts. Bye, everybody. Same place next week.